I heard you're feeling a bit introverted lately in your hermit era, and I was wondering if you wanted to hang out a bit. First off, I know you're not lonely. You don't have to tell me twice. But I thought, why not? I'm gonna do a little skincare. I am going to sip on some tea that I made. So I'm gonna put on cute little eye mask. This is a rose eye mask, obviously. It basically just has my name on it, so. Okay. Now we are feeling the vibe. I've been in such a hermity phase myself these past few months, really. Feeling many different relationships expire. Relationships that meant a lot to me before, but that very much reflected a different version of me. And as I've been growing and changing, I totally forgot to put my Vaseline on. I've felt much more called to being alone than to be with any person or in any relationship that requires me to go back to being who I used to be. And it hasn't been lonely. I'm not lonely at all. Ironically, living in a basement right now in the cold Northeast, spending the vast majority of my time with my dog or alone or on camera with you guys and a little bit with my parents, logistically. More time alone probably than ever in my life. And yet I am the least lonely that I've ever been. And I think that's because I'm now more authentic than I've ever been. I'm not performing. I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. I'm not trying to fit in somewhere that I don't fit. I really actually value the parasocial dynamics of YouTube, throwing on an ASMR video and listening and just being in someone else's presence, or on the flip side, speaking and connecting with you guys through my channel, because I'm not fully online yet. I feel like this phase is an intermission. The first act of my life was all survival. It was disembodiment, neglect, and denial or suppression of my truth, of my willpower, my agency, in service of pseudo-harmony and safety and belonging within my social circles, within my family. And now, as all of that has dissolved, and I've dissolved the roles, the beliefs, the identities that came with that, or that fed that 3D reality that was my life then. I'm now in this intermission where I'm like, ironically in proximity to the family field where it all began. But also it feels like the realest place to do that work. Because if you can withdraw from the enmeshment while you're within it physically, then when you leave, you're fully free. In this sort of intermission, I can feel inside me like this activation somatically. My solar plexus, my center, my core, where we have our willpower and our confidence, I feel that like flaring, like a battery charging. And it sort of is like I'm a car parked in a garage with the engine like revving and it's on, but like I haven't left the garage yet. Like that's what it feels like. And it's a very weird place to be because my life is very mundane right now, aside from recording, which I absolutely love, but I've also lost that initial novelty and urgency-based excitement that I sort of rode the wave on initially. I truly am moving through life in a different way, using a different map, one that was not inherited. That is, how does one approach life? What do we value in life? These are, of course, unconscious for most people. They're very unconscious for my family. I was born into this body resisting them, but of course we adapt, right? I was the stabilizer in a family system that was deeply, and is, deeply enmeshed, porous, dysregulated. People, through their own self-protective psyche, will do everything they can to not look at the truth because it hurts, because it brings up shame. That was the foundation of our family. And I came into this world with a hypersensitivity to the unspoken, to what most people don't notice. But I definitely asked questions. I definitely challenged their way of thinking because I wanted to understand the things that they chose to not examine themselves, and that was threatening for them. Most people benefit from the roles that they play. There are psychological payoffs to living in dysfunction and living in distortion. People benefit, even if it causes their own suffering, even if they complain every single day of their lives. People don't change until they literally have to, or until a system or a dynamic pushes someone to their edge where the suffering becomes more unbearable than the collapse and the rebuild. And for me, my family system was always unbearable. My family system, I as the stabilizer, and by the way, I stabilized via scapegoating and being the black sheep, being the one who everyone could project onto and blame. I held the family shame, but as such, I never found safety in the family system. I never found safety in distortion because I was exiled. So I am rare in finding safety within myself. I'm rare in finding safety in truth. Most people, that's actually the opposite. Okay, we're gonna take these off because they are starting to get a little dry. This is a good opportunity to say that I did create on my website a What I Use page, which has some affiliate links. I have my filming and creative products on there as well, and platforms and all kinds of stuff. It's a great way to support the channel if that ever interests you. Okay, so this is Iliune Ceramide ATO Concentrate Cream. I love this stuff because first of all, it's really affordable. It's Korean skincare and it's just like really thick. I don't like oily stuff. So if you have dry skin or in the winter, if you ever need like that extra barrier support or are looking for something to use out of the shower. Recently, I have been listening within. I started listening to my inner guide a while ago, but I think it takes some time for the body to catch up, for the nervous system to finally really lean in, and for you to start like living in coherence. I obviously have to withdraw from the family field and withdraw from my role, which is already happening. It's the same reason I've withdrawn from older relationships, friendships as well. I also sense in this era, in this phase, this winter, that pushing is not working for me. And there are moments sometimes where I get the urge to like do something, like I want to. When I described that sort of voltage within that, I feel this battery charging, my willpower fully online. It's almost like my battery is charging for what's to come, and I can feel that, but I also have no energy or drive right now to do things. Like there are things I could do right now, but it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel aligned. So I'm leaning into that sort of spaciousness and patience. And yes, trust. It is trust, of course, in timing. Knowing that like, I always know when to act. When we're tuned in like this and we're present with ourselves and patient and grounded, you don't miss the signs. You don't not hear when your body says, okay, act and do this. So I've been just hanging out, doing lots of walking, cooking, watching TV, and just kind of chugging along, making the routines work for me. And again, embracing the more feminine flow of things rather than like a very hardcore grind every single day. It's definitely an era where small but meaningful tasks are so much more powerful than if I were to just try to work all day, every day and spread myself thin. I'm feeling good about things. I'm feeling very connected to myself and my truth, and I really do trust in where things are going in every facet of my life. And I'm so incredibly grateful for this community. So thank you for being here. Now I'm just gonna put on a little Laneige water mask. This is just like a gooey, moisturizing mask that I put on. It's a sleep mask, so you can put it on before bed. It feels so good. And it smells really good too. But if you liked this and if you found it entertaining or comforting to just hang out and chat and let whatever comes up come up, let me know, because I would definitely love to record more like this. I think right now this is much more in alignment with where I am in this micro phase. Let me know what's going on with you tonight or in life in general, or if you have any questions or any thoughts. at all whatsoever. I'd love to hear from you as always. I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.